Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you're here today. My name is Sarah Quinn. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapist and hypnotherapist with a long foundation and experience in mindfulness and mindfulness-based practices. So I'm really going to share with you today some useful information about why putting down your phone or any kind of device is so much harder than it should be. Not the surface answer, not just because social media is designed to be addictive, although it really is. The deeper answer is what is actually happening in your brain below the level of conscious thought that makes it feel so automatic and so difficult to change and interrupt the pattern. So I'm then going to give you some practical tools that you can use today, things you can try in the next moment you have this compulsion or urge to go on, check your phone or your digital device. And so you can actually feel the difference. And at the end, I'm going to tell you about a complete program for anyone who wants to go further, but there is no pressure. Everything I share today is genuinely useful on its own. So before we begin, I want to ask you something. When did you last spend an entire evening without picking up your phone or your device? Not because you had made a rule, not because you were at the cinema or on a plane, just an ordinary evening at home, fully present with no pull toward the device. If you're struggling to remember, you are in exactly the right place. And this is probably true for a lot of people today. And if that question landed with a slight ouch feeling of recognition, just stay with that feeling because the recognition is the beginning of everything. So, why reducing or stopping this constant use, habitual use of your phone or your device is not about willpower? So most of us, when we notice that we have a habit that's got out of hand, we reach for the same tool, willpower. We decide to use it less, to white knuckle our way through. We put it maybe in another room, as in the case of the phone. We delete the apps maybe. We set screen time limits possibly. We start to try and make rules about when we can and can't use the device. And then sometimes within hours, sometimes within days, we are back doing the same thing, going back to our old habits. So we might try a period of time being very good, and then we just go back to the old habit. So the app is then reinstalled, the phone is back on the bedside table, and any limit has been overridden. And then we start to feel that there must be something wrong with us, that we lack discipline, that we lack willpower, that everybody else must be managing it, and we can't. So there is nothing wrong with you. And I want to offer you a completely different explanation. But there is something very specific happening in your brain, in your nervous system, that willpower was never designed to address. And until you understand that thing, that willpower will keep failing, not because you are weak, because it's just the wrong tool for the job. So Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett is one of the world's leading neuroscientists. Her research has revealed that most people find both surprising and also really useful and very liberating. So it's really simple. Your brain is not reacting to the world, it's predicting it. Right now, as you watch this, your brain is not waiting to see what happens next and then deciding how to respond. It's already one step ahead, constantly generating predictions about what's coming next and what that means and how you should how you should respond before you even know what happens. So the incoming information from your senses then arrives to check the prediction if you were right or wrong, not to create the response. So the response is already being prepared in advance. Your brain acts first, then it senses to get the feedback, was I right or wrong, and then it adjusts its prediction. And those predictions are built from everything that has happened before in the past. Every time you have picked up your phone when you felt bored, Your brain recorded this pattern every time scrolling briefly to relieve stress or restlessness. Your brain learned it every time the notification sound triggered anticipation. Your brain connected the sound to the response. And now, before you have consciously registered the feeling of boredom, before you have even decided that you want to pick up the phone, your brain has already begun preparing the action of reaching. So often we think that we are all in control, but really our brain is always one step ahead and it's built on habit. So this is why you find yourself holding your phone or scrolling, for example, without knowing how you did it, just sort of automatic pilot. And this is not weakness, it's not a lack of discipline, it's a prediction your brain has made faster than you can think, based on everything you have done or that has happened in the past. So let me add a piece that makes even more, helps to understand even better. It's even more important. Dr. Anne Lemke is a psychiatrist at Stanford University and one of the world's leading addiction experts. And she describes what the dopamine system is actually doing. And it's not what most people think. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical, it's the wanting chemical, the motivation chemical. It's what drives you towards something. The actual experience of enjoyment, the liking, involves different systems altogether. And so this is why you can want to scroll intensely and then feel surprisingly flat once you are actually doing it. The wanting was dopamine, the having is something else. And if the having does not deliver what the wanting promised, which it rarely does, and this is why the willpower doesn't work. You cannot willpower your way out of a neurochemical deficit. You need a different approach entirely. So here is something I think is really important, and something that most conversations about phone and screen time maybe miss entirely. So it's not always the phone or the device that's the problem. It's just that the phone is the solution your brain found to a problem that was already there. It's high stimulation, it's readily available. So boredom, maybe loneliness, anxiety, the low level restlessness, of dissatisfaction, of life that's too busy or too boring or slightly empty at the same time. The background hum of stress that never quite switches off, and that sense that something is missing without quite being able to name it. So the phone didn't create those things, although it can make them worse. It just arrived with a very compelling offer. Instant relief, instant entertainment, information available in your pocket 24 hours a day. So I want to share about a friend of mine who is a wonderful professional person, and she has found herself just being on Instagram until late at night, just scrolling, looking at animal videos, what other people are doing. And it started to happen after she was made redundant. Her life and work was her life, the structure, even the social life. She felt like she had meaning, contribution. And when that went, she just lost her structure, maybe a sense of meaningful contribution. And she just lost her routine and just found herself staying up very late at night, scrolling and compulsively. So maybe it's not the screen that is the cause of suffering. It's something we use, maybe like a painkiller sometimes, when something important disappears. And if you only treat the symptoms and not the cause, if you only focus on reducing screen time, you may miss the actual deeper problem. So genuine change is not just about using your phone less. It's about understanding what the phone has been doing for you, perhaps. What need has it been meeting? And beginning to meet that need in a way that's actually more nourishing, that has greater long-term benefit. And this makes this whole change a bigger and more interesting project than just simply putting your phone in the drawer. And it is the project my full course is designed to support. And there will be a coupon with a significant discount if you stay to the end. Before we do that, I promise you practical tools, and here they are. These 3 tools come directly from my course. They're not a summary or a taster, and they are the real thing, and you can use them today. So the next time you feel the urge to pick up your phone, or the next time you notice you're already scrolling without consciously having decided to on automatic pilot, just try this. Just take about 30 seconds. So first of all, stop. Just pause. Do not reach, not yet. Create one moment of space before the automatic pattern has a chance to run. Second, just take one breath, a real one, slow and deliberate, in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is not just decorative. It's the slow exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system and interrupts the automatic reaching before it has momentum. And the third is O, observe. Just notice without judgment what's actually happening right now. Where are you? What were you feeling just before the urge arrived? Bored, restless, slightly anxious, lonely? Just name it. You're not trying to fix it. You're just trying to see it. And then fourth, P, perceived. Now make a choice, not necessarily a dramatic one. Perhaps you still pick up the phone, but now it's a decision, not an automatic grab. And a decision, even a small one, is the beginning of agency. So just stop, breathe, observe, and proceed. Very simple. So this is not a profound technique, it's a pattern interrupt, a way of inserting 1 second of consciousness, mindfulness into a sequence that usually runs on automatic pilot. And that 1 second is where everything else becomes possible. Now I want to share a second practice with you. This one is slightly different. It comes from the mindfulness and hypnotherapy traditions. It's called the self-compassion pause. So I'm going to guide you through it now. It takes about 2 minutes. If you're comfortable, you can just allow your eyes to close, find a comfortable posture, feet on the floor if you can, and just place one hand on your chest, just let it rest there. And just take a slow breath in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, into your chest. And just notice whatever you are feeling right now, even if it's just mild restlessness or a vague sense of discomfort or anxiety or simple tiredness. You don't need to name it precisely. Just acknowledge that something is there. Allow it to be there. Breathe. And say to yourself quietly, or just think it, these 3 things. First, maybe this is a moment of difficulty. I'm not alone in this. Many people feel this pull, this struggle with something that feels automatic and beyond their control. This is part of being human. Second, in this moment, I can be kind to myself, not because I have earned it, not because I have done well, just because this is hard. And kindness is what hard moments call for. Third, 3 words: notice, meet, rest, relax, breathe in and out. Notice what is here. Notice what is here. Meet it with gentleness rather than judgment, and just rest just for a moment in the knowledge that you do not have to fix it or escape it. You only have to be with it. Just raising your level of tolerance to just be with it and breathe. Take one more slow breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth or nose. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Very good. So this practice, the self-compassion pause, is one of the core tools in the full course. And I want you to notice about how it felt, different from trying to suppress the urge or giving yourself a hard time, trying to just willpower and push your way through. So we're not fighting the pattern, we are learning to be with it differently. And that shift from fighting to being with it is where the lasting change happens. So the third tool I want to leave you with is called urge surfing. So you will try this on your own rather than with me now, but I want to explain it so that you have it ready. It's based on a simple and genuinely liberating neurological fact. It's based on a simple and genuinely liberating neurological fact. Every urge has a natural arc. It builds, it peaks, and then if you don't act on it, it subsides, just like a wave, like the breath, beginning, middle, and end. It always subsides. An urge is a wave, not a wall. So the next time you feel the pull toward your phone, just try this instead. Just instead of reaching immediately or just trying to push your way through the discomfort, just observe the urge as if you were watching it objectively, as if you were watching the waves on the ocean. Where do you feel it in your body? Your hands, your chest, your jaw? What quality does it have? Tight, buzzy, warm, restless, hot, hard? Watch it change from moment to moment. Notice that it's not fixed, it's moving, like you were like kind of watching some kind of scientific experiment. So most urges peak with in 5 to 10 minutes and then begin to fall naturally. So you don't have to fight the urge. You don't So you do not have to fight the urge, you only have to not act on it. And every urge you ride makes the next one slightly smaller. And actually, the more you fight the feelings, the more you empower them. So we've got to really learn to be okay with discomfort, just learn to raise our intolerance levels, but also to really feel the feeling and notice that they just come and go like waves, they change. So over time, this is what the research shows consistently. The urge becomes less frequent, less intense, and less automatic, not because you have suppressed them, because you have stopped feeding them. So 3 tools: the stop practice for immediate pattern interruption, the self-compassion pause for the moment when the urge is accompanied by distress or self-criticism, and the urge surfing, riding the wave without acting on it. So these are yours. You can use them from today onwards. So everything I've shared with you today is the foundation, the why behind the pattern, 3 tools for interrupting it, and a glimpse of what genuine change, habit change actually requires. But this is just the webinar. The full course goes much further, breaking free from screen addiction, or it's really about compulsive scrolling that so many people do. So you may not feel like you're an addict. An addict is quite a strong word. It's just that habitual behavior that is not helpful or healthy. And so it's a complete program on Udemy, 6 sections, 20 lectures, and something I'm really proud of. So 5 guided hypnotherapy audio practices, things you would normally only access in a private session with a therapist, a 2-minute self-compassion pause for those urge moments, a longer practice version for daily use, and a belief change practice, and a 3-step process that identifies the automatic beliefs driving your phone or device use and installs genuine different ones at the level they actually live below conscious thought. There's a visualization called 2 Paths that you can listen to at night before your reset begins or anytime. And it takes you through 2 possible futures in vivid detail: the life that continues as it is, has been, and the life that becomes possible when you change, so that your motivation is not just intellectual but felt. It's like really embodied. And a closing practice called the idealized self-image is a full hypnotherapy session designed to build a vivid, sense of the person that you want to become, that you are becoming, transformation, something to return to whenever you need to reconnect with that aspiration, why you started. And beyond the audios, there are downloadable worksheets, a personal trigger map, an urge surfing practice card, a belief change practice form, a 30-day reset preparation guide, a personal contract, and a relapse recovery plan. So it's really comprehensive. And the 30-day reset protocol itself is a structured, science-based program designed to restore your dopamine system and rebuild your capacity for genuine enjoyment, not just reduced screen time. So a different relationship with technology and a clearer sense of the life you are building toward. The course is usually priced at $84.99, but because you are here today, because you have watched the training, I have a discount code that brings it down to just $12.99. So I will put the code in a follow-up email so you have it in writing, and it's also in the description below. So the link to the course and the code are below this video, and the code is available for the next 31 days. So I want to be honest with you about why I built this course. I built it because I kept seeing people I care about, intelligent, self-aware, capable people, quietly losing hours and attention and presence to a pattern they did not fully understand and couldn't seem to change. People who were asking quietly, like, what's wrong with me? So nothing is wrong with you, but something is happening, and it deserves a proper explanation and a proper response. So this course is my best attempt to give you both. If today resonated, if you recognize yourself in what I described, I would love to see you inside. Thank you for watching.